Here in the United States, well, you just, you know, if someone's concerned, if someone's causing a problem, you toss enough money at the problem goes away.
I don't think
Same
so.
thing in the Middle East. If you've got Palestinians or you've got Egyptians or whatever else, if you just throw enough money in that direction, they'll love you. Obama thinks that, hey, if I go to Egypt and I say how wonderful their religion is over and over and over and over again, there's going to be peace. There's going to be peace. And if I constantly do everything I can to appease Muslims, Muslims are going to be appeased. That's absolute nonsense. According to Islam, according to the Quran, Muslims are supposed to fight us until they become dominant. You don't toss a little bit of money at them and shower them with praise and think that everything is going to be okay. Things are only going to be okay for them when we are all subjugated and degraded and paying them just to survive. That's when things will be okay for devout Muslims. So it's just really a delusion here in the West that you just praise them or give them money and that's everything's going to be okay. No, they want to dominate. They want to control us. And if they're not doing that, they're not going to be happy until it happens.
And this is what bothers me when the American politicians keep saying, we need America to look good in the eyes of the Muslim world or the outside world. And we tried it over and over and over. We are the most generous nation in the face of the earth. We give. What more we can improve on our image, I mean. We're giving it everything we have.
Yeah. And they hate us. Yeah. Half the world hates us.
After the tragedy that happened in Indonesia, the tsunami and all of that, the American people, the private entity, the government, the most generous contribution to this was from the United States.
And that was a Muslim country.
Yes.
And at that time, America, the United Kingdom, everyone, all the Western countries kicked in tons of money. And Muslim countries didn't want to give anything. They didn't want to give anything. And eventually they did, just because it was pointed out, hey, how come we're giving billions of dollars and you're not giving a dime? And finally they started kicking in something, but it was nothing compared to what the West gave. Why is that? And why do you hate us? We were going in there helping Muslims to rebuild, after a massive tragedy. Muslims don't care about them, and doesn't this bother you? You hate America so much, and yet we're the ones, as you pointed out, we're the ones who are helping everyone.
In the era of Clinton, he went and defended the Bosnian Muslims there in Europe, and they're still there. So it goes on and on.
That shows you it doesn't matter what we do until we are subjugated, until Islam is dominant over us, until all the religion be for Allah, as the Quran says. Muslims will not be happy.
We have a sister online. Go ahead. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead. You're on the air.
I like your show a lot.
Thank you.
And I have some comments about the show and program Christian channels. I believe if we have one or two Arabic Christian channels that reach, all around the world Muslim and preach them better and in quality, better than having 10 Arabic Christian channels that preach their neighborhood only. Our aim is the quality, not quantity. As you know, we are not in competition, right? So we like your show, and we like your show on ABN. And I don't like to waste our efforts and money in many channels. Our goal is to reach Middle East and American viewers, right, who speak English.
Yes.
So I wish if we focus on this channel and we preach the gospel in English or Arabic through this channel. And thank you very much for everything you're doing.
Okay. The comment is, we have to get some Arabic people really dedicated to reach out specifically to the Muslim people, and this channel is doing that. There is a lot of programs going on in Arabic day, 24/7 here. That's apologetics about Islam and Christianity, teaching, biblical. There is a lot, and this is the show also that we speak directly to the English-speaking people.
Good.
All right, let's go on now.
Right.
We stopped at Mecca. Do we have any other calls? Adib, all right, let's take Adib. Adib, good afternoon, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Pastor Joseph.
Yes, go ahead.
You guys were talking about giving Egypt $2 billion
Yes.
This is more politics than anything else. You want a place in the Middle East, and you want to have friends in the Middle East.
Yes.
And the religion doesn't matter to the state at all. They don't care if it's Muslim or Christian.
Okay. So
Even
they're playing politics, you think?
Were Christians or so-called Christians. So it's all politics. They want a place in the Middle East. They want a good way or a safe way or a short way to the Far East and so on.
And my friend, you're right. You're right that that it's not really concern about the people. It's concern about the political situation. If you remember, I guess about 2 months ago or something, there was a major issue over the Armenian genocide. So Muslims back in the early 1900s slaughtered around 1.5 million Armenian Christians.
Yes.
And the issue became whether the United States will officially declare this a genocide. And the response of Congress said, "Hey, we need to look at this." And the Obama administration said, "No, don't look at this. Squash this." Why? Because Turkey will get mad at us. Because the Turks will get mad at us if we declare that Turkey slaughtered 1.5 million Christians, which they did. And so who cares about the Armenian Christians who want justice and want this to be recognized? What really matters is, are we okay with Turkey, and is Turkey going to have good relations with us? And the same thing with Egypt. So Christians, if you remember just a few months ago, Christians are walking out of a church service, and Muslims are there spraying them with gunfire. What has the government done? No, nothing. We'll keep giving you billions of dollars as long as Egypt remains on friendly terms. Because think about the result. What would happen if the United States said, here's what we're cutting off aid. We're not giving you any more money until you stop killing Christians. Well, Muslims are going to be very upset. Muslims are going to be very upset with us, and they're going to be all kinds of problems. We would no longer have a friend in Egypt. And so the government has to ignore things like Armenian genocide or Christians being slaughtered in Egypt and Muslim countries, because if you bring these issues up, if you bring up these issues of human rights, Muslims in those countries get very mad at you and stop dealing with you, and you can't have that. So you have to ignore Christians being slaughtered and massacred.
So we don't have to set a standard, regardless of what the situation.
That's right. He's right. It's political. It's political.
Right.
And that's wrong. I mean, think about it. It should be what's right and wrong. What's right and wrong? In fact, Turks killed more than 1 million Armenian Christians. You should admit that. If you don't admit that, that's your problem. But you can't do that.
We didn't pass the resolution. I thought they were going to pass this resolution in the Congress.
They passed it to examine it, not to declare it,
okay.
not to declare that it was a genocide. They said they're passing a resolution to examine the issue and to see whether it was a genocide.
Wow. And anyhow, we reached Mecca now. Can we talk a little bit about the conflict in the homeland of Saudi Arabia for Muhammad before we go out to the Western world and the Middle East and after the spread of Islam?
Well, we're talking about Muhammad started launching attacks on the caravans.
Yes.
And he attacked them 7 times, and the Meccans never retaliated. So can you imagine? He survives there 10 years until he's insulted them in every possible way and promised to slaughter them. Then he starts going after their caravans, and they don't do anything. They don't even respond until Muhammad stepped over a line. He had his followers go launch an attack, a caravan attack, and they killed someone during the holy month. They killed someone during the holy month when there was a general truce between Muslims, between non-Muslims, pagans, Jews. No one's going to kill anyone during this holy month, and the Muslims violated. The Muslims violated this agreement and killed someone during the holy month, and the justification in the Quran was, well, you persecuted us, and that's worse than slaughter. That's a line from the Quran. Persecution is worse than slaughter. In other words, it's okay for us to violate an agreement, a general agreement, and to kill you during the holy month because you persecuted us after we promised to bring you slaughter. Think about this. Muhammad keeps attacking them and attacking them and attacking them and attacking them and going after their caravans and kills someone during the holy month, takes those goods, and that's when the Meccans finally responded. It was, hey, we've put up with him as much as possible. We keep putting up with him, but now he is violating the most basic rules of Arabia. Don't kill during the holy month, and now we have to defend ourselves. And what did they do? Did they go out and attack Muhammad? That's not what they did. All they did was they sent about